You ready?
Nobody wants to kill you. Everybody want to fuck you up, not kill
Okay.
you. You'll heal up. You know, you'll heal up.
Yeah, that's best case scenario.
Yeah, nobody wants to fuck you up, but you'll heal up.
Why are you bringing that up? Don't put weird things into the air.
What? I'm saying, you the one said die. I said no.
I said I'm not afraid to die.
But nobody wants to do that to you. We need you.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, for the culture. That's a fact.
It's like you think I'm going to die, so now you're telling me all the stuff that you would say after I died.
I don't think you're going to because the minute I see it getting that serious, I'll make a phone call.
Uh-huh.
I'll call it. I'll use one of my super favors.
Super favors?
Yeah, because you've been doing a lot of that's going to take a whole lot of favors.
Oh, okay.
But I can get it done.
That's interesting you say that because I am mostly concerned with discussing this. I think I had a little bit of a realization last night that I had misplayed my hand and that I had made some mistakes. So I want to own up to that and speak about what the last 9 months of my life has been like. So welcome to the Adam and Wack Show. Can we please bring up my timeline up here that I drew this up.
It's played your hand.
I'll tell you all about it. I'm a poker player, so we got to talk about that. So this right here is my timeline of the last 9 months or so. So we're going to go from the left. March. March says the breakup. This is not extremely. Yes. This is not extremely specific because obviously, like, I don't even remember what part of March this happened in, but March is when things essentially started to
Were you
crumble.
and AD?
AD, T-Rel, all that shit, right? And
who did start with first? Who did you, was it just one thing? Or did it like you and T-Rel got into it? Then maybe he left? Like, was
you don't remember this?
All I remember is you was talking behind AD back and the dude went on live and said that you're going to fire AD and AD was wondering how he knew and then something about he called you.
Okay, that's a narrative. But yeah, that whole thing. The whole thing, Adam talking behind AD's back, quote unquote, etc. So then begins the period where you probably can't really see it because the camera's in front of it, but it says them dissing me all the time and me not responding. That was a longish time period
April
here.
to June.
Till I'm gonna say honestly till kind of like July. And I even marked the honeymoon just to kind of put that into perspective.
When did they kick off Community?
That it was already going before the breakup.
Oh, it was already going.
But that's when they started Figgmunity. Figgmunity World. So
was that T-Rel?
No, his is back on Fig. AD shit is Community, and then when they left, they started Figgmunity World.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so I even marked the honeymoon just to kind of put that in perspective, that there was this sort of extended time period that I would describe as a period where they were talking about me a lot. They were doing a lot of clickbaiting about me. And I was just kind of like letting it go. I was just not really interacting too much. There was a few episodes where I maybe like stated my opinion and everything, but I was kind of trying to de-escalate the situation for that time period by not really responding, right? Then I've marked up here, it says SBA/BLK. You're probably wondering what that stands for. This stands for Snoopy Badazz / Bootleg Kev. Now, why I'm marking that is because around this time period in like mid-July, I did a Snoopy Badazz interview where he spoke on AD. It wasn't the most disrespectful thing ever, but it definitely...
He said because AD was the reason why he couldn't come up here. Because of me.
He called him a Wack 100 agent.
I remember that.
And other things. And so that kind of increased the tension a little bit. Then you have the Bootleg Kev interview. I'm not even sure which happened first, but the Bootleg Kev interview.
With you?
He interviewed me, yes. And I go on there and he ends up asking me a bunch of questions about those guys. And through this whole time period between the breakup and this Bootleg Kev interview, I don't think that I did an interview during that whole time period. I had basically decided I'm going to take my thoughts and I'm going to conserve it to
August
just
and November.
No Jumper. Before that. This is from March to late July.
So you didn't do nothing. You didn't say nothing.
I can't say that I didn't say anything, but I was definitely in de-escalation mode, trying to have everybody get along. Wasn't really going that well because they were clickbaiting the fuck out of everything with me, etc. So then I do this Bootleg Kev interview, and he asked me, basically the thing that ended up heating everything up, he goes, don't you think that AD's making more money now? I said no. I said a few other things that he probably didn't appreciate, but there was this whole little storm around that time period where you had Snoopy talking about him, you had G-Face, who actually said some stuff on the podcast about AD, and then you had me going on Bootleg Kev. This somehow quickly spirals into me basically debuting the Big 22 personality, which has kind of been retired. We replaced it with a 22 star. But this was basically, that's where things kind of changed. I'm pointing out like late July, August, that sort of shit, where I basically decided if these guys are going to keep talking about me and making me a central focus in their content, then I was going to go on the offense and I was going to start making videos on my iPhone while I was in the gym in my garage talking shit and basically just throwing mud back at them. Basically saying, if you guys are going to diss me, yes, I get it. You guys are super street. I'm not. But I'm not going to just roll over and take this. I basically just like decided I was going to start arguing back and forth with them. So that was a kind of like a very distinctive start of a new era, which I've designated at the bottom, me popping with them not responding, because you could tell that around that time. And this is when I initially made certain accusations about bankruptcy and other things that were quite controversial, I'm sure, probably not terribly well received. But this is when I kind of got the reaction from them that they were like, all right, we're not going to talk about him anymore. We're going to just focus on building our own company. We're going to do our own thing. This actually lasted a significant period of time because, as you can see, late November, mid-November, whatever that was, tensions flare after Ack provokes T-Rel. So this is basically where everything kind of took a different turn.
Ack provokes T-Rel.
Well, so they had Ack on an episode of Figgmunity World that they filmed while they were in New York, and they're still doing the thing of like not responding to me or whatever, but obviously that's not good enough for Ack. Ack's got to provoke the situation, which I don't hold against him because he's a journalist and that's kind of his job. But that's where you get T-Rel basically going on this long ass rant about me to Ack, and then you have me responding while I'm at Disneyland yelling into my phone. This increases tensions significantly, and we enter into a new phase that we've been kind of doing since then, in which they've been talking about me. I've been talking back.
Got you.
Some fairly epic rants on both sides, to be totally fair. And then I think that this all kind of culminates with the Desto Dubb Sexyy Red concert footage that came out the other day. Now,
awful lot of running.
If I could go back in time, I think that the moment that I kind of misplayed my hand, in which I could have been a more mature person, broadcaster, former friend to them, etc., is that once I got them to stop talking about me, I should have said, okay, you got what you wanted, just chill. You have no reason to keep provoking them and keep talking. That's not what I did. I kept just throwing on it. I can't even remember all the different instances in which I spoke about them in negative ways, kind of rubbing it in, etc. And I was going at it from the perspective of, okay, I feel like I can protect myself. I feel like I'm not terribly worried about what they're going to do to me because I'm moving around in a certain way where I'm not really worried about that. Then we come to this Desto Dubb situation. And to be honest, this was just like a really eye-opening thing for me, in which I realized that, yeah, maybe I can take care of myself and move around in a certain way that prohibits me from, running into serious situations. But I also see the way that this is unfolding, and Dubb even being in that situation is something that I just really don't want to be responsible for. It's not that I'm, and on top of that, it's just the conversations that I've been hearing behind the scenes about how this could escalate, both from them on stream, because obviously I'm not privy to their private conversations, but then hearing the private conversations going on amongst people on the No Jumper staff and everything, and it just doesn't really sit right with me. I feel like it's on me at this point that I have to go out of my way to intentionally try and de-escalate this situation and acknowledge that I was in the wrong. I should have, at the point in the map, I don't know if it's still on the screen, but after this whole bootleg kept thing, whatever, once they stopped talking about me, I should have just been man enough to say, okay, let's just leave it at that. Okay. Now, I'm not under the impression that these guys are just going to like instantaneously forgive me and everything's all good. I know that this is going to be an issue for a significant period of time, but I'm just saying that I've seen where this is going. I don't want to be the one who's responsible for it. I had to, sincerely apologize to Dubb and say I'm sorry for even putting you in that situation. Now, granted, he kind of also put himself in that situation.
How did he put himself in?
There was a few comments that have been brought to light, that little things that he might have said on the podcast or whatever that might not have been the best idea for somebody in his position. But I am acknowledging my own responsibility in all this.
I've never seen his Adam before. He's nervous as You do know I'm a black man.
Nervous.
Listen, you do know that, I've been like spending a lot of time with my Hebrew Israelite brothers. Captain Tazaria, you met him?
Yeah.
And, I've learned that since the beginning of time, that
the white man has been the devil. Yeah,
no. The white man has always found a way to see the right and the wrong he was doing while he was doing it. And then when the fire came, they found a way to make their wrong right and act like it wasn't them. At the end of the day, Adam, me and you both know, you were saying a lot of shit while they kept saying on their side, leave it alone.
Were they saying that? I don't really think that's the case.
Definitely was saying that. Specifically, AD.
AD has been quite mature about this towards the latter half of this graph.
That's because of the respect he had for you. But you got to understand what happens. The more he's telling them leave it alone, based upon the respect that he generally has for you, and you keep doing, his people start to look at him a certain way. So I don't know if you really seen what happened the other day. AD seen Desto.
I know, they had a brief encounter. I don't even know if...
No, it wasn't an encounter.
Well, they said hi, yeah. But then I don't know if he even knew that Pun was going to approach him like that.
At this point in time, they have honored AD numerous times on letting it go. So once AD did his thing and walked away, then came how they really feeling because y'all been talking crazy. And I told your man Desto, like, yo, if you not making it a point to let them know, like other cast members you have in this building, have got on the phone with AD and them and told them, hey, bro, we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That's on them. If you're not going out your way to let them know that you're not a part of what Adam's doing and saying, then they gonna take it like, you part of that. A gang represents a group of people that represent the same cause. That's a gang. You told me
today that No Jumper is basically a gang in your eyes.
No. Everything, I don't give a damn what it is. If you have a title, now your cause could be positive or negative. I don't see this being, No Jumper's not negative, but in that situation, when you say stuff like, yeah, me and Desto gonna be there, we both got our security.
Right.
They're gonna hear, oh, so it's on with us with Adam and Desto.
If there's anything I'm regretful about in the way I handled all this, is that I even put somebody like Dubb's name in all that. Because at least
you just said he put himself in it.
A little tiny bit, but I really put him in it.
What did he say?
I'm not going to speak for him or speak on exactly what he said, but I'm going to take responsibility for it because realistically, if it wasn't for me popping over the course of the last week or two, he probably wouldn't have got approached like that outside the Sexyy Red concert.
That's so scary. He told me he was concerned that his jury was on.
Right.
I said, yo, you got insurance on it. And he said it was 4 of them. I said, well, what that mean? You just, do what you got to do. And he said, I am a businessman and I have nothing to do with anything. That's what he told me.
Well, this is true, though. He's a businessman and he doesn't move around talking about people and doing all this stuff.
Because me and him had some business. And for some reason, he went silent on me on the business, which I think somebody put him in something that he has nothing to do with.
Right.
It's real. But
him being a business owner in Los Angeles, being associated with all these street artists and stuff, obviously he can't just do everything.
He got to be neutral.
Yeah.
YG, he don't talk and deal with YG because of,
right.
The other individual.
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, well, why would he involve himself in that? Because the other individual used to diss this shit out of YG. Now.
I'm really not trying to make this a whole conversation about Desto Dubb and whether he's a good guy or not.
He's the one called you crying.
No, crying.
If he wouldn't have called you nervous and you wouldn't give a damn because you really don't care.
I don't think he's called me at all throughout this.
Keep it real. You
What?
Don't give.
I absolutely do.
As a win.
About what happens to my friends and associates and people that I've been close to for a long time because of my silly behavior.
You're only addressing it because of them. You're not addressing them because of you.
Seeing what happened in that situation and also hearing the ensuing conversations about what could possibly happen as a result of this is why I am going to
Why did you fire OG Cuicide?
Listen. I'm going way out of my way to take the L to just acknowledge
It's gonna
that.
take more than that.
Okay, you're right. But I've made some bad decisions and all this, and I'm just saying I'm opting out. I'm de-escalating.
No.
They don't have to accept that. I'm just saying that from my perspective, I'm not going to feed into it anymore. I'm going to leave it alone. Obviously, they're still going to be on a hunt for my head and everything. But I'm acknowledging that I've made a lot of mistakes in this whole thing. And the reason why I brought up this map, and by the way, you're being an which I expected. But the reason why I brought up this timeline is just because I wanted to acknowledge that this has been quite complicated. There was this time period in which I was basically getting bullied. Then they have this other time period where I'm doing the bullying.
Bullied. Stop that shit.
Okay, they were making thumbnails about me every week. And that basically culminated in me taking a turn, doing the Big 22 persona. I took it too far. I just want to acknowledge that, and I want to acknowledge that.
Good. I'm going to tell you what you got to do.
Playing into this anymore.
I'm going to tell you what you got to do. And the reason why I started laughing, because I had this crazy thought. You remember New Jack City?
Yeah.
You remember Pookie?
You compared her to Tasha K to him the other day. Yeah.
When he started getting high, and they caught the camera on him, and he looked at the thing and said, "Help!" I just kind of pictured Desto doing that with you.
Oh my God!
I just saw that shit.
See, this is why I didn't want to have this conversation with you, but at the same time, I kind of knew it was. Let
me tell you what you got to do.
You're one of the most street savvy people I know, but you're also one of the biggest dickheads I've ever met in my life. And I'm trying to have a serious conversation, and you're turning it into a big joke / slamming my friend who I'm trying to have a moment of empathy for.
Do you really want to fix this? All ego to the side. For real, I can help you. First things first.
Okay.
The ultimate disrespect has to be met with apology. You have to apologize to Heather. First things first. I'm just being real, bro. All trolling out the way. You have to apologize to Heather. If you want it to start, if you want those guys to see this and say, you know what? Maybe he gets it, cool.
I don't think I can apologize to Heather, honestly, because
then it's not gonna go nowhere.
That's okay. But you look at the first half of this.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen, this is my opinion on it. Is throughout the first half of this, Heather was one of the key people who was really on me after me having never done anything to her, and it really bothered me that she went so out of her way to slam me for no reason. And then when
what did she say?
A whole host of things, but like she was just going in on me, and Smack was in on it, T-Rel was in it, AD mostly kept it chill, but I'm not really sitting here trying to do the apology conversation.
Let me tell you what got my attention.
Even in recent memory, I had people on this side threatening my kid and shit. So this is not like a wholehearted apology. This is me acknowledging that I'm attempting to de-escalate the situation. There's still stuff that I'm very I don't feel great about in terms of why I would not want to be friends or cool with certain people involved in this and everything. But I am just, acknowledging that you can completely hold it against me. You can plot on me, do whatever the you want to do with me, but leave the Desto Dubbs out of it. That's my perspective.
Pun says, I head up with you and him, 60 seconds, and they leave him alone.
With Pun.
And that was because Pun usually don't get that mad. You did something.
You saw everything I did pretty much.
I cussed Pun out for
what?
no reason.
When
we was doing, I know Pun a long time. He used to manage like 15 producers. It was like the lead, Legion. What was it? Yeah,
League of Legends.
Yeah, he had a bunch of producers. Legion of Stars, right? It's back
League
when
of Legends, a video game.
Problem was popping, and I didn't cuss nephew out 15 times. For nothing, just trying to get my way. And he was always humble. So for him to start tripping, I've never heard him cuss that much. No, he was really ticked off. So I don't know. What did you do to him?
Him in particular? I mean, I called him a few names. Nothing too serious.
What did you call him? He's like
fat jokes, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't want to, you figure Heather trolled you, so you had the right to troll her back.
I wouldn't say she really trolled me. She was just blatantly talking about me for a long period of time. And I'm not saying that I'm holding a grudge about that. I'm saying that I'm letting all that go. They don't have to do the same. I'm just saying the whole persona I was taking on before or whatever, I'm going to go way out of my way. A lot of people saw me saying like, I'm not involved in this at this point. That was just my initial reaction because I had just had a conversation off camera about people and organizations that might potentially have issues with each other. And it's just, at that point, it's just becoming extremely clear to me.
Did you have a conversation with your other team? Because your other guy's egging on.
Who?
The little guy with the gap in his mouth.
I actually haven't really talked to him about it. I was with him earlier
Did you
today.
see that?
I was actually just going to send him this link as soon as we do it so he knows where I'm at.
Did you see what he said?
I seen a little bit that he said, and I seen some stuff that from the other side they were saying to him, and I'm saying
they responded.
I'm gonna go way out of my way to calm that shit down in terms of telling him to turn it down if possible. Obviously, I don't know what other people are thinking on the other side, but my request of Bricc Baby and shit is just like let's just take the L on this. Let's just keep it moving. And I don't know how easy it's gonna be to fucking convince certain people that we should just leave this shit. But the truth is that this is a big organization, and yeah, maybe I can move through Los Angeles without having to necessarily end up in hot water. But I don't want to force people, especially somebody like Dubb, who the whole entire time that I've known him, I've never seen Dubb in any kind of beef, any kind of like whatever. Like I'm sure.
Yo,
what?
Yo, listen.
You're gonna trash him again?
No, I ain't. I'm just calling him. I said he was doing an awful lot of running.
All right, okay, that's funny.
He was. It's just real shit. He told me he wasn't running. He said he was just backpedaling. I swear to God.
Walking backwards. But.
He would say he's backpedaling. But in the day, he has to learn how to remove himself from things that he don't want to have no part of.
Right. Well, a big part of it was me kind of putting him in there too much.
You can't force him to do something that he's supposed to tell you.
Yeah, but if I'm sitting on a podcast and I mention him when I'm going on a fucking rant, that's going to make other people put him in the fucking conversation.
He's supposed to say, not my shit. You know, you always try to put me in your little sexcapades, right?
That's a totally different thing.
No, and I say, I have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, it's a whole lot of shit that goes on. I just don't have nothing to do with it. Uh-huh. You know, you do your own shit. You know, you're all over the place these days. You know, you got the show going on with the 5 gentlemen. You know, you doing shit, man. You know, you fucking midgets. You know.
I did fuck a girl.
I know
4'7".
I know, no,
4'7".
4 or 5.
No.
No, she's 4 or 5.
4'7".
4 or 5.
She's a small.
She's 4 or 5.
Asian
I knew
woman.
she was coming.
CJ Miles.
Somebody called me and was like, yo, I'm like, what? He's finna fuck a midget?
I wish she was a midget. She was 4'7".
No, she was 4 or 5.
She might literally be a legal
4
midget.
or 5. She had 2-inch heels on.
I don't think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. No, she's 4.
Definitely
She
do.
told me
Fuck the
4'7".
midget.
If she was 4'5", I would know.
Fuck the midget, what, yesterday or so?
It was yesterday, but
Yeah, I know. I
she's
think
not-
I know.
It's not a like. Well, I think when you think midget, you're picturing like the sort of squatty, like weird, stumpy body thing.
First of all,
she has a sexy body.
Stop talking about the little people. Nobody said the little people's body's not sexy, but a midget is a midget.
You guys really choose to hang out with him, huh?
Nobody says it because
This is a podcast. You guys hang out with him for free. I just want to acknowledge that.
I think every man has this little fantasy about hitting a midget.
Yeah, I have that.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Because I feel like I would bottom out easily.
This is a fact. Yeah, right?
On the fangus.
Especially ones with longer arms. I don't know why. It's just
Longer arms?
yeah, because you got some that's kind of like up here with it. You got some of the arms a little bit down here. So it's like, you know, if the arms are long, I think kind of just like balances out. It's a midget, but her arms are regular.
So you've experienced a midget or no?
No, this
You just
is
thought about it a bit?
What? You ever seen a flat ass midget? Every midget has ass.
Yeah.
And then it's the thought of being able to get fellatio while, you know, she stands up. You know, this is just.
Yeah.
I'm just, hey.
I don't even know where to go from here. I had like a whole thing I was going to talk about in my mind.
This is what I'm going to say. Look, Adam, listen. I think you guys did enough to feed off each other because it was needed.
Right.
I don't think from the beginning they were talking shit. I think the breakup
you weren't
happened.
really paying too much attention.
No. The breakup happened and people wanted to know why. You had one side mad making accusations that he did this, he did that, even down to and I was on your side with this, the ex white supremacist guy, right?
Yeah.
Because I was on your side with it. I'm like, yo, bro, content is content. That's a whole nother crowd to tap into.
All that shit is water under the bridge because I didn't appreciate a lot of the narratives that they painted on the way out, such as like you interviewed a KKK member or whatever, which is just total bullshit. But
you did.
Not a KKK member, didn't interview him.
Who'd interviewed him?
He did a debate with Destiny. I don't know how many times I could possibly explain this on this podcast.
So you wasn't in there?
No, I was. I sat in the middle of him.
Okay, but if you were in there,
he's
you're
an
boss.
ex racist.
No, ain't no ex-racist.
So you're just
Fuck
racist
outta here.
forever?
Yeah, that's it.
That's not true.
Listen, there's no ex-Crips, ex-Bloods.
You're an ex-gangbanger.
Ex-gangbanger,
Yes.
right? But I'm still from Paru. That don't change.
And he's still from
You
white
take
people
a
world.
Muslim
but
or
I'm just
Christian-
saying he's not running around saying racist shit anymore.
You take
So
a
he's used to
Muslim
be
or a
racist.
Christian that's an ex and piss him off and watch it don't come out his mouth. It's some things that's still in you. He's never going to see me the way I see me.
But what if he does? What if he did? I'm not saying that he did.
I don't think so.
But you don't
Because-
think it's possible?
Nah,
See, that's ridiculous.
I don't. Do I think it's possible that he can stop like the violent acts or the attacks of my people? Yes.
Right. And that's kind of what I got from the podcast.
Yes.
Is like, oh, this guy's kind of turned
But
against
he's
the whole
still
racism
going to have
thing.
his ideology of how he sees it.
But so you would consider him a racist for the rest of his life because he used to be racist, and you assume it still lurks within his brain.
Definitely.
Okay.
And he's capable because that's a pocket he was once comfortable in. That was his thing. It's a movie. Is it American History X or something like that? You ever seen that movie?
I seen that when I was like 12.
That was a great movie because
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do agree that or believe that people could change their ways, but when it comes to his certain beliefs, he's still gonna believe that his people are superior.
Edward Norton basically like ruined his relationship, I believe, because he got so into his character as a Nazi that it like seeped into his real life, and his girl ended up leaving him because he was like too into the fucking character.
He started it. He probably started fucking reading up on it and becoming that.
Oh, you think he actually got convinced?
Yeah, that happened to somebody else. Boys in the Hood. The character in the Nissan that did the shooting with the gauge, dude really started trying to gangbang after the fact.
Right. Oh, I seen that YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up going to prison,
Right.
getting killed. So like,
That's sad.
that shit could consume some people. You know what I mean? Chris Brown. Chris Brown says, I'm not Jewish. I'm not Muslim.
I'm a power.
I'm a Paru.
That was epic.
Thanks, Chris. You could have get us all indicted. Goddamn federal government go say, who the fuck are these Paru characters?
It's a religion.
But one thing I can say,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't say this prior to, because I think it's been close to 10 years he been doing this.
A rooster.
I really, at this point in time, and I know it probably don't mean nothing to him, but I do now acknowledge him as a Paru. At one point in time, I thought he was going through something. The homies was around him. But I'm looking at him, his mental state, how he moved. I definitely acknowledge Chris Brown as a Paru now.
So Richard Spencer can't be unracist, anti-racist as he gets older, but Chris Brown, you could go from thinking he's a fake gang member to accepting his gang membership. People change. That's the point I'm trying to make for you here.
I think can stop the violent part and like fucking trying to provoke people to do things or whatever. But I think his ideology of my people, of black people, will always be what it is.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to debate, because I wanted to see.
I actually don't doubt that. I don't think he's like in love with the black race. I think he just kind of realized it's not politically useful for him to be saying all the racist shit. Which, like, not saying it doesn't really mean that you don't
Say
mean
him
it,
and
right?
Nick Cannon got a whole
I told you that.
segment together and it never came out.
Yeah, and he traveled to Montana or
Nick,
Virginia or some shit to film
Nick,
it.
we need that. We need that to come out.
What else do you think that I need to say in order to make it clear?
I'm gonna be real with you. I think the key point is Heather. I'm just being. If you really want to deaden this shit and just put the ego to the side, no bullshit. Because all them are looking at Heather as that's their sister or whatever, and that's the homie wife. And I think that right there is the key thing. The rest of the shit they can handle.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you.
I can apologize for parts. Like, I still have issues with shit that she said about me, mainly the fact that last time she was on Back on Fig, she
Well, you calling her a
recited
prostitute.
she recited like 7 different lies about me that were like blatantly,
Like what?
demonstrably untrue.
Give me some.
She said that my girl paid for the wedding. She said my girl paid for the house. She said that my girl cried to her talking about like me sitting on the couch during a house party or some shit. There was a bunch of
How do
stuff.
you know that's not true?
Because I talked to my girl about it and I trust
She's not
her.
going to tell you the fucking truth.
She would so tell me.
Man, all women do shit behind our back with females that pillow talk that they're not going to tell us. Yours, mine, all of them.
I know my wife, and if she had actually cried over my sitting on the couch during a first birthday party, my girl would love to tell me about how much I upset her, because me being a lazy fuck at times has definitely upset her. The idea that she cried to Heather is bullshit. Anyway.
You don't think Heather had the conversation with her? How did she even know about you?
She was at the party. She definitely had a conversation. But all I'm saying is I can definitely acknowledge that me insinuating that she participated in any kind of sex work, I have no fucking clue. Obviously, I've seen screenshots of Sugar Baby ads from like 10 plus years ago. Do I know that those are actually real or that she even actually acted upon them? No, I don't. So I can apologize for saying that. I would definitely apologize for that.
Gotcha. And
I have to segment up my apologies because this is still so fresh and raw.
T-Rel, I think that the comment towards the child was a little bit too far. I get it, I understand it, because I understand your psyche. But, you know, if he's issuing that apology, I think we could, you know, stay away from those type of comments.
He's going to stand on the technicality and say, I said I was going to kick her in the ass when she got older. I don't really know. It doesn't seem like that makes it that much better.
I don't think he's going to bring it up. I think once he hears you actually issue an apology, I think he's going to stay away from that. I think now this thing could go down the right track.
Right. And that's all I'm concerned about. Because I'm going to be real with you. Last night, are you familiar with the Young Dolph murder? Well, obviously you know it happened and stuff. But I was watching this documentary because I interviewed one of his artists, Jay Fizzle, earlier. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like the reason why Dolph got killed is basically that there was like another gang or another hood in Memphis. He signed an artist. That artist had like real deal crazy beef with this gang that Dolph was previously cool with, but then all of a sudden he's supporting this artist that gang saw as like 100% op. And so that was basically the situation that led to him getting gunned down. Now, obviously, you look at that situation, and it's like, oh, that's a million times more serious when you have like a fucking planned, coordinated hit outside of a cookie shop or whatever. But when I'm having conversations with people behind the scenes about this, it is plausible to me that I could see all this kind of getting to the point where there wouldn't be any going back.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm just laying my shit down to just say, all right, y'all got it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to water this down. You do know you're dealing with a tribe that's Compton Crips.
I didn't know that, but okay, yeah, sure.
Right?
I don't know where anyone's from.
You don't, that ain't nothing you water down, play with.
Okay.
This is just real shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand Young Dolph them got their thing going, but I guarantee you whatever gang that was does not have the history or of the Compton Crips, the Grandies, the CC Riders. So no, it's that serious.
I got nothing against any fucking set from LA, whatever. Not my business. I'm not trying to comment on the toughness or the respectability of anybody doing anything. I'm just saying, you know, and because, you know, keep in mind, throughout all this, for the most part, up until very recently is when I think I crossed the line by saying shit about, like, I never really made it about me being tough. I just made it more like, come and get me. In one of my recent rants, I upped the ante a little bit to make it a little bit too much of like, all right, come do something to me, whatever.
But I thought you was trolling.
You know how I am. I'm not taking pride in being tough or whatever. That's not.
No, but when you I thought you was trolling. You were serious, like, pull up?
No, I mean, I guess, yeah, if you really want to think about it, I guess you could call that trolling because it's not like I was being super fucking serious about it, right? But all I'm saying is that the shit that I was saying early on was all like opinion, fact-based words, and then obviously me seeing where it could go with the dub thing caused me to kind of think about it a little bit different. Money? I'm not talking about that now. That was something I said like 6 months ago on the Bootleg Kev thing.
No, was you trolling or was you really serious?
I didn't say they weren't making any money. I said that they, in my opinion, were probably making less money now. I think that they kind of even acknowledge that because obviously if you're in year one of a business, okay, you're probably not going to make as much starting your own business as you would just having a role at an existing business. But I'm not trying to aggravate that.
Got you. You really trying to put this fire out.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that it's not going to be out for a significant period of time until something takes place or whatever. And that's fine by me. If I could ask for anything, I would just say my friends, my homies, the people that I'm around here, No Jumper staff, leave them out of it. I'm the one who was talking shit. I'm the one who deserves any repercussions that I ever end up getting. I'm just saying, I don't want to see.
So know this.
Yeah.
And remember this when you want to start talking shit. The fact that you just showed your weakness.
What's my weakness?
Is your
Dubb.
friends and your staff.
My buddy
and
Woody.
your people.
Dubby.
The fact that you just showed your weakness, every time your ass get out of line, they're going to hit you right in your weakness. So you got to think about what you do before you do it.
Well, just in general, I think I'm going to probably take a lot of the trolling stuff that I've been doing, a lot of the arguing online. It's just, this has caused me to do a little bit of reflecting and just be like, why do I need to keep aggravating this shit? You know? For a while, I felt like I really kind of needed to do it because of the fact that I was, working with the hand that I've been given, and people wanted to see me actually stand up for myself. Now, I feel like I, at a certain point, definitely took it too far. That late July, August period, that's when I really wish I had shut up, because I finally kind of got what I wanted in terms of them not talking about us anymore. But then I just kind of kept throwing shit on the fire, and that's what I regret. That's what I really apologize for. Once they stopped talking about me, I should have just said, all right.
Do you know people started calling you Adam 100 this last rant?
I never heard that, but
I swear to God, they were like, yo, Adam 100, that's who the fuck is that?
I'm from 100 ENT.
They said you didn't hear this rant, right? And I was scared to listen to it. I still haven't heard it.
You're that spooked out by it?
Yeah, because I didn't want to hear you say nothing too crazy. Everybody was saying he went on one. They said it was 28 minutes.
That is,
continuous.
No breaks, unless there's ads.
Yeah, so I think that's what did it, brother. I don't know what you said.
That definitely
you did.
Yeah, I think you subtract that rant from the equation, and then you don't have Desto Dubb getting ran up on a Sexyy Red.
That's what did it.
Yeah.
Did you mention?
I can admit that I really
did you mention
up.
Heather in that rant?
Oh yeah.
See, I didn't hear it. See what I'm saying? All this is in one. Right? So, and I'm gonna be real. I'll start getting text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you start getting text messages from people and you know the people directly involved isn't talking to them, that's when it's starting to get serious.
So once again, my intention is to de-escalate the situation. I'm not under the impression that things will just magically be de-escalated by me saying it. I'm just saying I'm turning over a new leaf. I know that the general commentary on this is going to be, Adam, you're acting like a bitch. You said all this other shit on the news the other day.
Guy, you can do it.
No.
You can get away with it.
You deliver this 28-minute rant. We want more of that version of you. Obviously, the fan base is going to be entertained when you're crashing out.
But you're a white guy. You can get away with it. Starting fires, putting them out. Starting fires, putting them out. You can get away with it. This is real.
We might have a little bit more freedom in that regard, yeah.
Yeah, you can get away with it. I can't get away with it. You can get away with it.
Right.
I'll go to saying, you know what, I thought I was wrong. Oh, Wack, you's a bitch, you a coward, you scared, all this kind of stuff. And sometimes I need to issue apologies. You know, when I did something I thought about and just wasn't right.
I can think of a lot of people you should apologize to.
Name one.
And we'll get into that another time.
See, now you're being scary.
No, I'm not trying to divert the conversation into a very specific
Name one.
niche.
Give me one.
No.
I hate every time people say some shit and I say, well, give me an example. You can't give me one.
I got 10 examples. Well, I'm going to save it for a separate episode because I know it's going to fill a fucking 2-hour block with ease.
Okay, give me just one. And I promise you I'm going to acknowledge it or not, we're going to move on.
Every single beef that comes to mind is something I've already brought up to you on here, and I've already heard your rebuttal, and I'm not really trying to
just
redo it.
Give me one.
Nah.
I'm going to be truthful. If I feel like I was all the way wrong, I tell you, but I feel like, well, just give me one.
Yeah, even your homies got one. The Roosters got them. They got examples on deck.
Give me one.
No, because I'm not trying to. I'm trying to keep talking about this shit so I can get a little bit more deeper into it. We could already been
done with it and gone. I'm telling you, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just going to. I'm going to keep it ordered because I know I'm on some bullshit.
Listen, like, if I mention a name, I already know we're going to spend the next half hour having a fucking conversation that we've already had.
No, we're not, because I want to say that for a segment where the 10 people you feel, and then we're not. I just want to hear the one.
Once we wrap this, then I'll give you a name of some people that I feel like you should.
You see what I mean? goddamn culture vultures. Use you up for what they want to use you for, but they just want it that way.
See, this could have very easily been an awkward / kind of embarrassing video clip, and instead we have you taunting me throughout the entire thing. I don't. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when Lena shot the scene with the other guy, and I chose to talk about it with Crip Mac.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with that.
I'm trying to issue a formal fucking apology /
you should apologize
acknowledgement.
to.
Who's that?
Zoe Osama.
No, you should apologize to him.
And guess what? It doesn't matter, because today, guess who I got a call from? Kodak Black. Know what he was watching? Our interview with Zoe Osama.
Really?
Know what Kodak said? Wack, set that up. He said, Wack, tell me about him. So from this little time he was here, which all I wanted to do was help him, it got somewhere. So we'll see where it goes.
Wait, so Kodak wants to work with Zoe Osama?
Well, I swear he called me today.
So Kodak watched that interview, saw how opposed to the conversations about dick implants Zoe Osama was, and he said, that's the guy I want to work with. Honestly, if that's how it turned out, that's amazing.
Bro,
that's good to hear.
Look, you think I'm playing? That's the Kodak. You see where I sent him? He FaceTimed me.
You sent him a picture of his Spotify. Okay.
You think I'm just going to send it to him to send it to him?
Previous to that, your message said, this N-word Ray J want to fight, !! And you used the big red exclamation points.
That's when Ray J wanted to fight.
Okay. Yeah.
But we got past that.
Wait, he didn't respond to that?
No, he didn't. He FaceTimes me.
So you just live your life with this big fucking weird-ass sheet over your phone?
Yeah, man. Give me my fucking phone.
Neff, you all right?
Fan?
Checking in.
God damn.
Why did you just get an email pop up from True Religion? Last chance, 70% off.
I don't know. I didn't even know they were still out. The last thing I did with True Religion was like 3 years ago. I looked in the closet. Remember, we used to all buy Trues, right? I looked in the closet and I had so many Trues I hadn't wore, but that's when the legs were different. So I took them down to the cleaners and had them fucking cut the legs.
Really?
I said, I paid too much money. We was $300-400 a pair.
Wow.
No, to us, we don't care. But no, they're not.
Let's put it in perspective. When drill rap came out, when Chief Keef came out, True Religions were already dead, and Chief Keef and all of them were like basically just shopping at the mall enough that they didn't give a fuck, and they were rocking True Religions, brought it back from the dead, and I've seen it kind of happen over and over. I don't give a
fuck. I had like 30 pair that with tags on it.
Whenever you think True Religions are done, they come back.
But the legs was tripping. Yeah, because that's when we was like, put them behind the tongue.
Can I be real with you? Nobody wants to see you wear True Religions. Get some fucking Levi's, some Wranglers, something with a straight cut, just nothing fancy.
You know the first motherfucker I seen in Trues, and it tripped me out because they wasn't that big, was Suge. I was like, what the fuck you find Trues that big? But he was sagging so far down, he couldn't fit him anyway. Yeah,
that doesn't sound good. That sounds kind of disturbing.
No, anybody know Suge, no, he gonna put a button down, some Trues, and some K-Swisses. And some K-Swisses. You know what? That's one guy that I feel like I might owe a slight apology to.
Suge. Jesus Christ, you picked the scariest, most incarcerated person you could possibly think of?
I'm going to be real. Not that I owe him an apology because I'm wrong with responding. But politically, for what I represent, what I stand for, and what my movement and my cause is up against, I'm wrong for publicly speaking against Paru. And not to say he's the face of Paru, but he is a strong representation of Paru for the things he has achieved, right? So I shouldn't contribute to tearing down what that stood for on some real shit. So I think I've been a little too over vocal about it, and I'm gonna chill out and relax. Even if he does some bullshit, I'm gonna ignore it. And hopefully when he hears this, because he knows me. Like, one thing about me and Suge, we know each other. You know how me and you done got to know each other? Like, I feel I know Adam, and I think you know me, right? So we know each other. We didn't spend hours driving places day in, day out, moving around, conducting business. And he knows when I get into this frame of mind, like kind of where I'm at. So, like, that's probably one person that I can say I went too far with it, and that was because of the cause in which we stand for and represent. Regardless of what he say, I'm supposed to put P-Funk first. and acknowledge the fact that taken away from him is taken away from that, because ultimately that's what he represents.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Suge will appreciate that. Somebody will probably relay the message to him.
That's real shit. You know, he's been doing collect calls. Check it out.
I haven't actually heard his podcast yet, but I see like little things.
It's funny
about
to
it.
me because I know him, so I kind of know when he's like on his truthful shit, and I kind of know when he's on some fuck it, I'm just gonna say it because I can shit.
Okay.
And you know, he's really calling from prison, and he's answering questions and talking about a lot of things from the past. So, you know, I hope it's working for him. You know, because one thing about it is they paying him to do it. He's earning a living.
Who's paying him?
Dave Mays from The Source.
Oh, really? Oh,
That's his thing.
I didn't realize he was on that network. Yeah,
That's his.
because Funny Marco was on that, and Don't Call Me White Girl's on that.
Yeah.
Break Beat.
And me and your white counterpart.
Oh, this was going to be the next topic that I brought up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
back good.
after like 10 years of hating each other, you and Vlad are back on good terms.
Yeah, I got an interview with him tomorrow.
Oh, you do? Because I saw the game interview. and
Yeah,
I wasn't
I set
sure.
that up. He called me. He said, Wack, I keep hearing you saying you will never allow your personal shit to interfere with your artist business. Absolutely. Like, I want him to view game.
He called you after not talking to you for many years and said that.
I set it up. I guess he saw it somewhere.
Oh, okay. And then
He saw it.
He reached out, but was he saying, I want to make shit cool so I can do a game interview? Or was he just saying he wanted to make shit cool in general?
He said, I seen you say you would never allow your personal issues to interfere with your artist's shit. I want to interview Game. So for me to like say, nah, well, fuck you, because Game's my artist. I ain't gonna. I'm like, I let it happen. Like no problem.
And had it been communicated to Vlad previously that the reason why Game had never done an interview with him was because of you?
Had nothing to do with me.
Oh.
Vlad didn't want to reach out because of that. But when he reached out, it was like real easy. I called, made it happen. Scheduled the date. The first date we missed, I went out on my way to make sure Game made the next date.
You know what's interesting though?
And I've showed up with him.
I think this podcast and the fact that we have a relationship is what made Vlad think that he could be cool with you, because I had heard him say multiple times over the years, like, certain people are just so obviously fucked up that you just there's no reason to even pursue being cool with them about you. And then he actually said to me at one point, like, I see you and Wack have like a cool relationship. Like, I think that's dope that, you know, you've been able to sort of build this and stuff. So I think that kind of got it into his head of like,
Yeah, but
well,
see-
maybe I don't have a reason to just not get along with this guy for life.
Vlad is like you. The white guy that does some shit and try to make the wrong he did right. He finally admitted, you right, Wack. I definitely did that. I was out of line.
What did he do? Oh, the Kim K booty picture, right? Yeah.
Yo, bro, I spent real money. That was like the shock value back then.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I had a Kim K lookalike in a Ray J video called I Hit It First. And this motherfucker leaked the shit. He leaked it on us the same night. We shot it Tuesday. He leaked it at midnight. I woke up. I'm like, what the? So our whole marketing rollout was just shot. So we were just stuck with this happening and just let it go.
But I mean, like, why Vlad and Joe Budden don't have a relationship is because of, like, you know, Vlad posting something on his fucking blog like 15 years ago when Joe Budden was beefing with Ransom, who he gets along with now. Joe Budden and him are cool. I say all that to say that, like, a lot of Vlad's issues with people are based on shit that happened a long ass time ago, and I feel like
But I didn't have an issue though.
he moves differently now.
But I'm telling you, he got the same security.
Vlad?
Yeah, the brother that was with him back then is still with him today.
Okay.
Right? I didn't have an issue. I called him on it, and back then we talking like 2010 or 2011 Wack. That's a different Wack.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I ain't no telling what the hell I did or said. You know, that was a different guy.
You jumped out the window?
I mean, that's just what it was. Like, you got to understand, coming from where I come from, the only way to survive was to be an extremist. You couldn't go halfway. You get ate up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it's cool. I showed up with the game, and it was cool. It was comfortable. And he like, Wack, we need to make it happen. And he called me the other day. So I actually thought it was today. I thought I was going to do him at one time and come over here. But that's why I was trying to move today to tomorrow. Right? So that's what it is. So we'll see. It's going to be.
I got an orgy tomorrow.
It's going to be great. With who? The midget?
No.
Oh, shit.
Taller women.
Taller.
At least a little bit taller.
How many times a week do you do your little, is it plug talk?
Probably like 2 on average, maybe 1. I guess 1 on average, but just.
You ever think you get burned out on it?
Not really. Pussy is just Just keeps getting better.
Yeah. So when are we gonna see the winner for this?
Next Monday.
Next. Who's left?
Well, if you watch episode 3, you'll get to see who got eliminated.
Got you.
Episode 3 is the best performing episode out of the first 3 episodes, at least in part because Crip Mac's in the thumbnail. I really didn't plan on him stealing the show so much, but it turns out that a lot of the porn guys are maybe not the most entertaining people on camera.
They just like to fuck.
Whereas like literally everything that comes out of Crip Mac's mouth is fucking hilarious. And the reality show crew really did a hell of a job of like cutting it and making it even funnier. So I don't want to, maybe Crip Mac won. We don't know.
Well, if your wife got to fuck Crip Mac, that's nasty work. Oh my God, that's nasty work. I mean, bro, Adam, at the end of the day, you have to cheat.
There has to be a line.
Yeah, you just can't let that happen. I would keep him there all the way to the end.
Anybody who's ever said, oh, Adam 22 is just all about the bag, he'll do anything for money, trick bag. Did I use that appropriately? It's not true. Because if I was all about the money, I would let Crip Mac fuck my girl. And maybe he did, because episode 4 coming next Monday.
Man, she would have to be high on shrooms. You got to go get her a 4 Loko.
Yeah, that might help.
Yeah, because that's a little
Shrooms
extreme.
and 4 Loko to fuck Crip Mac.
Yeah, that's going to be some serious shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Yeah, that's not. Like if this was a fake relationship, then for sure I would be into that idea. The reality is that I plan on, being with her for many years.
Yo, man,
having more kids.
Moving along. I signed my MOU today.
MOU?
Yeah.
What's that?
You don't know what MOU is?
No.
Memorandum of Understanding for Business.
And what's that?
With the Congo.
Oh, with the Congo. Oh, we're talking diaper business.
Yeah, I signed it today.
Stand on diaper
business.
This is
serious shit. This is like unbelievable for me. It's kind of like I was sentenced to 50 years and I'm 5 years in and they're telling me we're about to release you.
Is that really what happened?
No, this is, you got to understand, like, brother, like Adam, you going to come visit me in the Congo if I pay for your flight?
Ugh, what the hell is going on out there?
I have to build a manufacturing, distribution center.
So you want me to fly to Africa to hang out while you build a fucking warehouse?
No, I'm saying I would love for you to fly out and see. Give me, support.
I mean, listen, I would love to be able to say that I went to the Congo. I just feel like I'm going to have some shit lined up to make it make sense.
Of course.
What else are we going to do?
Do you know how exclusive that footage is? Wack 100 Adam in fucking Congo.
No, I agree. It's funny, yeah.
Ain't like we're dealing with all the head guys. We ain't dealing with we're dealing with the people that run the country.
Right. What do the natives in the Congo think when they look at you?
I don't know.
What's the reaction you get from people? You must stand out.
My brother
right?
Frenchie. You know Frenchie? Mike Tyson's manager? Does a lot of our tours. Frenchie's from the Congo.
Sounds familiar.
But I don't know. I mean, shit, I think, they brothers, and I think they're intrigued by the fact that I'm in position to do the business with them.
Right.
And, my brother Zachariah Ali from Philly, he kind of set up the thing, but I'm not going to front. It's like this week's been an amazing week. I got Floyd's last demands back to close our deal.
What's Floyd doing?
He's partnering with me.
On the diapers?
Incredible diapers. He's buying
on the entirety of the business, or
yeah, he's buying in with a significant amount of money.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then I got Congo sending the MOU, to close the deal, and they guaranteeing me the deal be closed before Christmas. So it's like that's like coming into the new year, floating.
You know who won't be buying into Wack 100 diapers is my kid, because the other day on the phone she told you that she does not like your diapers.
No, that's not what she said.
What did she say?
She said, my dad needs a diaper.
No.
And I need to use her for a photo shoot to do I want to do like a.
We don't even post her. Maybe she can wear a shiesty.
No, what do you mean? Let's do it. I just want to do maybe an exclusive thing. All right, we'll figure it out.
Wait, we're going to do the face
Cut her and let her get her
re-reveal?
money too.
I haven't shown her face in like 6 months. Maybe not that
You have a
long.
beautiful kid.
Yeah, but I'm trying to keep her out of my bullshit.
It's diapers. That's not your bullshit.
Okay, the porn is the bullshit.
My diapers have nothing to do with porn. I mean, yo, shout out. Yo, what the fuck are we talking about?
Once we started getting like real deal hate for the porn shit, mainly her sleeping with other guys, that's when we were like, all right, we're not going to try to be public vloggers and porn stars at the same time.
Well, that's what you are. And that's what makes you.
But we're not family vloggers
that's
anymore.
What makes you. I think you don't toot your horn enough for who you are and what you do.
Yeah, what should I do? What kind of tooting?
Bro, you're running a podcast.
Right.
Then you have like a what do you call this shit you do? This section.
A porn podcast.
Then you got a regular podcast, a porn podcast.
/ media company.
And then you have porn film sessions.
Okay.
Right.
Porn media company, yep.
Right.
Kind of falls under that.
Right. And all this shit is independently ran.
Right.
Right? I don't know if you just like to have full control, but do you understand how much money these people will give you to partner with you right now?
Well, that's kind of the idea, right? Make it as big as possible, and then at some point you try to exit.
No, not exit. Grow it.
Or partner, yeah, sure.
Can I shop that?
I mean, I guess I'm open to conversations.
I'm just gonna bring you. Okay, cool. That's where a lot of people don't understand is where I make the bulk of my money from.
Is extorting people?
No.
Oh.
Being, putting together the plays. I've never.
Now I'm just doing this for the Roosters. I got to make them laugh.
I've never extorted anybody.
I was just kidding.
Right now, what you have done, you have used our people.
Okay, there we go. You gonna flip it on me?
You used AD and all the rest of them to, get the black vote. Then got rid of them.
I don't know.
Why'd you give it OG Cuicide?
We were letting him do content out of this space for a while, and then it kind of had ran its course, so we freed him of that deal. Told him he could do his own thing.
Got you.
No hate.
Got you. Oh, well, that was the dumbest move you made.
So you think that if OG Cuicide was still filming here, I mean, you're right that would have been a bridge.
He was your fuse box. That wouldn't have happened.
But I'm going to be real with you, throughout the whole first part of the graph, which we can still see, I don't remember any time where OG Cuicide and the whole Figgmunity thing, like, I don't remember ever really having a conversation with him about the issues with them. I was just kind of like ignoring them.
You know what OG
not really
Cuicide was doing? Making sure it stayed on YouTube and didn't come to the building.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, we weren't really even getting into it throughout that period. Now, after the SBA/BLK moment, the Snoopy Badazz / Bootleg Kev thing, that's when it got heated. The Cuicide leaving the building probably happened around that time period.
Not to say they're upset about it. It was just a good safety net for you. Like, they're not tripping behind it, but as long as he was in the building, it was going to be a certain amount of respect extended regardless. It's just because of politics. Right. They're not mad about it. I haven't heard them. I talk to AD at least once or twice a week.
How's that going?
No, it's just nephew. He'll pick my brain. I'll call him, ask him if he needs anything, AD's still positive. He the same AD you know. He hasn't went like rogue on you.
Okay.
At all. And I think we need to do that reunion soon.
I mean, it might be a little while before that would seem like a good idea.
You, AD, I got to work on T-Rel.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
What's this shit y'all did with they have a shop somewhere? I hear it's like something happened.
His girls' clothing line that he has with Heather had a shop on Melrose. They left.
At the corner,
There's something else we can acknowledge that I said was fucked up. I was painting a fake narrative. I was saying we ran you off the blog. Obviously, it's not true. We got a shop. They had already basically been shut down for like a year because the store flooded, and then they chose to leave. Us going there didn't have anything to do with the fact that they were there.
The insurance didn't want to cover it. Something's going on.
Them leaving didn't have anything to do with the fact we were
clear it up then.
Probably should have been obvious to anybody watching, but I'll make that clear.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You're doing great.
That was something that was just trolling.
You're doing great.
There you go.
Let the people know then.
Okay.
Because we ain't playing. You heard MC Breed, right?
Yeah.
MC Breed?
No, who's that?
Them ain't playing. Because they ain't playing. Niggas ain't playing.
Why are you censoring yourself?
Because I noticed that when I see the edits, I think you've been running into problems because I say certain things.
Sometimes it can take a while to get these monetized when you're using a lot of profanity. Yeah.
But, with 51-51, I lost my... MC Bricc. We're not playing, Adam.
Who's MC Bricc?
MC Bricc.
What year are we talking?
The B, the R to the double E D in. Ain't no future in the front, and we mean that.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You
I thought you were saying like MC Bree, like
you
Bree
probably
cheese.
wasn't listening to rap music. You wasn't into black people back then. We couldn't help you.
Less into the music, probably.
Yeah,
I didn't
get
know
it.
about every fucking single artist.
Skateboard and BMX and all that type of stuff he was into.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I interviewed a female rap group the other day that I think you should at least check their music out.
What were they? The Cuzzos. Where they from?
They're from all over South Central, basically. 5 chicks came together. They went to high school with Almighty Suspect and shit, a bunch of them. He told me, he goes, look, I've never seen a 5-girl group out of LA doing their thing, and the music is fucking dope, and their personalities are dope, and they're really at the very beginning of their career. They're not that big yet, but I told them by the end of the interview, and I don't think I've ever said this to anybody, I said, anything you need from me, producers, artists, anybody you want to fuck with, just let me know. Like, I really feel like they are going to be fucking huge.
Cuzzos.
And they're not Crips, for the record.
The fact that he's doing this for you guys, and
he's going to say something about me wanting to have
Zoe
sex with you.
Osama.
I think they know that that's not the case.
He's baiting you for a sexual act.
No, I don't know.
Don't go for it.
No.
Sisters, please understand what's in front of you.
Actually, they made it very clear.
The devil
never
lives.
walked the blade. They said never walked the blade and never had OnlyFans.
Yeah, but you trying to turn the sisters out. You're doing too much.
No.
You're doing too much.
Nothing but respect for the Cuzzos, but not Crips, which, do you think that's going to go over
But
well?
I did send their music today to T-Money.
You listened to? Oh, did I send it to you?
I sent it to T-Money.
I did. I already sent it to you.
I sent it to T-Money because T-Money's a great pen.
Okay.
A lot of people. And he has an artist, Honey Cocaine. She's out of the Bay. We need to interview her.
Are you sure you mean Honey Cocaine? Isn't that the one from Tyga era?
No, she's from Oakland.
There's a new Honey Cocaine?
Who am I that's her name.
Who was the...
Yeah, she...
Wasn't Honey Cocaine this
Cocaine.
Tyga era? I'm going to do my Google. Honey...
Let me see. She from...
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, like all the top results are like 10 plus years ago, and with Tyga for the most part. T-Rel had a song with her too, which was the whole thing.
Tyga. Hold on. I sent it to him today. Cause he's a pen. Like he been a pen for a lot of people.
I don't know if this is true or not, but breaking news: Suge Knight is going to testify against Keefe D. I don't know if that's true.
No, that's
this is a Nina Boy thumbnail.
That's cap. So, Nina Boy,
I don't know how official that is.
See now, as a power rule, I got to stand up because Nina Boy Crip, and he know what he doing putting that type of shit out, right? Suge Knight is definitely.
He's trying to get some views.
He's definitely not testifying against nobody. That's cap.
I just searched Suge Knight on Twitter.
That's cap. We ain't doing that.
I'm not seeing anybody else talking about it.
And see, that's where I've been slipping. Because right now, regardless of what anybody want to say, when it comes to certain stuff like that, when it's a voice on one side, I'm the voice on the other side. We ain't going for that. I don't give a fuck what me and the homie going through. You ain't going to do him like that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's out.
I'm not co-signing it. I'm trying to find somebody else saying it. I'm not seeing it.
He not saying, man, that's Nina Boy talking.
Nina Boy got me, probably.
Yeah, he talking.
Damn.
That's crazy. Suge slap the shit out of that nigga. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
God damn it. Nina Boy.
He be all right. He be all
Newman.
Right. He be
Seinfeld fans?
He be all right.
The Roosters don't watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Y'all seen that footage when the transgender licked Nina Boy's face?
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah, we even it out like that. Pete phone.
Do you see the clip where...
Even it out like that.
Did you see the clip where the transmission put her fucking gooch on my knee?
First of all, we're going to respect the community. It's transgender.
Okay.
We don't use a type of words.
Didn't we just argue about you not using their fucking pronouns the other day?
No, I don't acknowledge a he as a she. I don't do that.
I don't think transmission's offensive.
Definitely offensive.
Tranny is offensive. I don't think a lot of the trans community knows that people in the streets are calling them transmissions.
Transgender. We're not doing that. We have to protect the No Jumper platform.
I have a lot of trans followers.
Just because you're Caucasian doesn't mean.
I have a lot of trans followers. The other day I posted an Instagram reel of me talking to Lil Blood, and we were referring to them as transmissions, which I don't know if I ever did before. I was just trying to fit in. I didn't get any complaints, so therefore I don't think it's offensive.
Definitely offensive.
It's a cute nickname.
On the Hunter side, we refer to them as transgender.
Sydney Star, you my little transmission.
Oh, my God.
No?
Yo, what do you think about Jason Lee? He's running for office. You seen it?
Yeah, didn't you bring that up last time, too?
No, but I seen it today. He signed his papers. He signed his papers. I'm going to send a load of incredible diapers up there.
I think his running mate should be EBK J-Bo.
So you want to set the brother up to lose.
We talked about this. This was all like a conversation we did last time.
Yeah, from Stockton.
Who has beef with Mozzie that you were talking about last time. Yeah.
Well, I think they worked that out. They're fans of his music. Ain't too much beef. When you hate a motherfucker, you don't care if it's good or bad. You're going to just say it's whack.
But if you had beef with, Michael Jackson, you'd still have to acknowledge his music was good, right?
Well, that's Michael Jackson.
That's a little different.
Yeah,
I don't know if EBK J-Bo is Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think Mike was different.
How was it meeting Lil Shine earlier for you?
Yo, I think he's going to be a big deal. Let's keep him close.
Yeah, he had
from Minnesota.
Yeah.
This will be a big deal.
He had his first real show in LA the other day, and if you see the video, you'll be way more convinced that he's up next because the fucking kids were losing their shit.
All I know is my brother Stat Quo taught me this.
Shout out Stat Quo. Great man. Get him on the podcast. I've been trying to get him to do an interview forever, and he's always saying he won't do it.
He can't tell me no.
Ooh, I like that.
Stat cannot tell me no. I can't tell him no.
I don't think he's ever done an interview, like maybe way back in the day, but I don't think in recent
Stat's a lot of big business going on over there with Lyrical Lemonade.
Oh, yeah, he's still doing that? Oh, I didn't know
that. Yeah, they got the soft drinks coming out.
Oh, that's still like in the works, okay.
No, in the work. No, that shit's inked.
Okay.
Major distribution, like major.
Oh, that could be huge.
Top of the food chain.
I wonder if they'll do an alcoholic version.
Like add to 5% alcohol type thing.
Well, I just like the Happy Dad thing. I don't know if you know the Nelk Boys, but they're like a huge white boy alcoholic YouTube channel, and they fucking made their own hard seltzer, like a White Claw called Happy Dad, and that shit is gigantic. They're making so much money. With that
Stat's
shit.
Like one of the closest people to me.
Really?
Like that's somebody I know that in the event of my demise, if everything goes wrong, he's gonna take care of my family. That's a fact. So that's my brother. You want to interview him? I ask him to come up.
I never talked about this before, but when I was really going through my bad cancellation 2018, when I was really getting shit on by the media and Twitter and everything, somehow I just ended up hanging out with Stat Quo for like 5-6 hours.
Positive.
He basically told me over and over and over, you're going to be all right. This is not the end of the world. This is like he just really drilled it into my head that I was going to make it through it. And I haven't thought about this in years, but that meant a lot to me at the time.
That's that. You want me to call and see if we can set it up?
You can ask him off camera too, because I feel like him doing an interview is kind of like a personal thing. Because he's denied me on it multiple times, and I know a lot of other people have asked.
First of all, Stat's original roots as an artist. He was signed to fucking
I remember
Eminem, Dre, all that kind of crazy shit.
Yeah. He had a great like a ad lib.
He had
a great
He came in at a time where social media was taking that turn to where you kind of like had to have some gimmicky, some crazy shit going on. Him and Game was like came at the same time. Game was great at it. Stat ain't really into that.
It's kind of early social media. It was like 2005 or some shit. Yeah, but
Stat just want to rap. He don't want to do the other shit.
Right.
Where it was just about, your skills.
Well, you know what he told me fucked up his career is that Eminem had a song that he wanted Stat to get on for his album, for Stat's album, I believe. This is why his album never came out. Eminem said, this is the song I want you to get on it. Stat, at the height of his career, he's feeling himself. He says, I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the song. He made it sound like that was kind of the end of M fucking with him at that point, which is kind of crazy to think of. That M could be that turned off by, I hope I'm getting the story correct, but the M could have been that turned off by it that he just kind of stopped fucking with him.
No, listen, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. That's like Game telling me, hey, I want this type of tour bus and I want to fly this way and I only want to stay at this type of hotel. And it's the total opposite. Right. That's going to be the end of it.
But like if you do the total opposite.
Yeah, same shit. They want what they want. When they call on you, they expect you to be there, especially if they feel like they put you in a position.
Interesting. So what do you're planning on giving Vlad the full life story?
Yeah, he asked me any limits. I said, I don't censor shit. Ask me what you want to ask me. Just don't edit out my answers.
You know what you need to do is you need to mention this podcast like every 5 minutes. So then every single clip you're doing promotion for this podcast.
You know I'm gonna push it.
Or wear a shirt that says Adam and Wack with like a JC Penney holiday photo of us.
You got somebody that can do it in the morning?
No, but
You don't got, bro. Y'all don't know how to go to downtown. AD got me that shirt I wore in here
to make a shirt
in
on like
2 hours.
12 hours notice. Wait, really?
I swear to God.
But didn't he actually make those?
He just went downtown. No, he went. I swear he made one. He made that for me to wear in here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't have. I've never made a one-off shirt on a 12-hour limit.
Bro, you go fucking downtown. You take the. We got a logo already.
Spoiler.
Adam and Wack
it's
show.
7:35 p.m. Everything is closed downtown.
I don't interview tomorrow till 2 o'clock.
Santee Alley is closed.
Man, if you go down there and they tell you $50 and give them a $100 bill, they gonna do it. What the fuck is
I'm saying they're probably closed. Like literally, the lights off. Nobody's there.
Everybody knows the spots that open up. They open up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning downtown. You go down there, say want an extra large hoodie, boom.
Is Jason still here? We could ask Jason.
That's it.
Because if anyone's going to know how to do it, if we're going to get his opinion on what it would take to get the shirt made. Also, what if I just take a white T-shirt and I just write Adam and Wack and Sharpie on it and then you wear that?
No. We ain't doing it. See, that's that pickaninny shit you trying to do.
What?
Okay.
Make you wear a weak-ass T-shirt?
Yeah.
All right, you want to know my advice for going on Wack?
100.
I'm going to give you my.
Hey, yo,
I like that. Say that more.
I like that.
I like that.
I'm Wack 100.
Wack 100.
We just admitted some shit.
Here's my idea. This is my advice from having gone on Vlad many times. Don't wear a black shirt. Because you end up sort of blending into the thumbnail. You want to wear something kind of
Make it
bright and
white.
noticeable. He did. Damn, all right.
Call him. We'll call him.
I'll call him.
We get it done. Trust me, he knows where to go. Just tell him get an extra large white hoodie. I got some white Air Forces in the car. Throw that with that, we owe.
He's Filipino.
Vlad only do waist up anyway.
He knows shit. Oh.
Hey.
Calling into Jason on the Adam and Wack show. Never thought I would be living this life.
Yo, hello?
Hey, if we were to want to get a customized T-shirt made within the next, 15 hours, would we be able to do it? Do you have any ideas of people who can make it happen?
Yeah, just like you just need one shirt.
One hoodie.
One hoodie for
hoodie.
Wack 100 to wear that would have some sort of like text that says the Adam and Wack show or something.
That's it.
Or actually, no, we want to have just a giant Adam 22 head on it.
Fuck no.
No.
The Adam and Wack show. The Adam and Wack show, extra large. I need it by tomorrow before 2 p.m.
Oh, 2 p.m.
Go downtown, bro. 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. If they charge you $40, give them a $100 bill. They'll do it on the spot.
Just keep it in mind. Let me know if you have any leads of anyone who could do it. I'm thinking of like
Yeah.
You remember the Ain't Nobody Cool dudes? They had that fucking machine that they could make shirts super
They
easy.
definitely
Remember
got
that?
it. They got it.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. We could do it. We could do something. 2 p.m. All right, I'm gonna get you.
White hoodie, extra large.
I need some artwork. You already
You got the Adam and Wack show, whatever the thumbnail shit
Could you
is.
have Gus mock something up with the thumbnail art or whatever?
thumbnail art, that's all you need.
Not the full thumbnail, but just like
The Adam and Wack show.
the text.
With the no jumper.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
And also,
Hoodie, extra large.
and if it could say "fuck DJ Vlad" under it, that would be great.
No, don't
No,
do
I'm
that.
just kidding. Okay.
Don't do that.
I got you.
All right. Let me know. Don't work yourself into a tizzy over it or anything. But if we could do it, it would be
Yo,
pretty cool.
listen.
What?
I got you.
I got a proposition.
Tizzy? You don't like tizzy?
I got this clothing line, right?
Yeah.
That my homeboy got.
What does that shirt say? Made for all. Okay.
Right, and I would love to do a no jumper edition. You know, a lot of people from the culture, Crips and Bloods, watch your shit.
Right.
So we got this
Part of
line.
the problem. Yep.
Okay, we got this line. It's called On the Fingers.
Oh yes, my man John over here is pioneered.
So
that.
I would love to do.
It's entirely his brand, or you partnered?
No,
with?
that's his brand, but I'm gonna help my brother. That's P Funk, right? But if we could do it on the fingers
So when
version,
you say P Funk,
that's Paru.
that's just another way of saying Pyro.
That's
okay.
Paru across the board.
Okay.
See, when I was young growing up and I was doing time, and he know because his little brother did time with me, people would come in and they would kind of like isolate their enemies. So if you was from like Compton, Paru, they'd be like, if you're a Compton Crip, they like, nah, we got beef with them. So when a person asks me where I was from, I tell him Paru. Which one? All of them. So if it's an issue with one of the homies, and I felt like it wasn't an even race, then I'm gonna run that fade, right?
Okay.
Because I'm feeling what they feeling, and certain generations, Parus, we just move like that. Niggas from where they from, but at the end of the day, we all gonna feel what we feel. But I was just thinking, y'all got a store, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And because
Which you haven't been to yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna come to it.
Okay.
Our culture represents both sides, especially in LA when it comes to No Jumper. I got a lot of Crips, a lot of Bloods, a lot of Power Rules, a lot of essays. They hit me, they tell me, yo, Wack, you and Adam is the reason why we back over there. It's real shit.
On Melrose?
No, just watching this segment.
Oh, okay.
They like
watching No Jumper.
Yeah, right. So if we can do it on the fingers, mean the fingers. It's people throwing up their shit, whether it's neighborhood, whether it's blood, whether it's Crip, whether it's Power Rule, it's just throwing up your shit is a positive thing because it's representation on what you represent. We could do a No Jumper version, put the logo on there, toss them in there, give you your cut. I take care of all the costs.
On the fingers.
Yeah, look out for my homeboy Lil John. It'll work.
Doing his thing.
I think you learn to like my
You got a mean, was that Kufi? That kind of a Kufi, right?
That's a Kufi.
Oh, that's a Kufi? Okay.
But his ass don't read the Quran. I don't know what that's about.
He rides motorcycles and shit, right?
No, he rides motor. I brought him a motorcycle. He rides motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
You know what's crazy about my team?
What?
You've seen other teams. My team ain't extra out with all the fucking antics and shit.
Yeah.
Not
I've
at
never
all.
seen them wild out. I get the idea that they probably wild out.
No, they definitely
They could wild out.
They decorated warriors.
Yeah,
that's generals.
kind of assuming that.
Like
yeah.
that's one thing about me. I don't got nothing under me that's under me.
I've seen their
everything that's with me is like me.
I've seen their disposition soften a little. When they first came in here, I was getting more of a vibe of like, oh, these guys might beat the shit out of me. But now I feel like it's more hospitable.
They're very respectful. They move and we got to move, but you know, it's just what it is. You know, I can't have a baby rattlesnake don't know how to control their venom. Those are the ones we keep at the end of the streets.
A baby rattlesnake doesn't know how to control
When a
its
baby
venom.
rattlesnake hits you, he releases the whole sack.
This is a weird metaphor
When a
because
full-grown
so
rattlesnake-
few people are familiar with how rattlesnakes work, never mind babies.
When a full-grown rattlesnake hits you, they give you just enough to get you off of them and get you away from them. In case you try to double back, they got something left. A baby rattlesnake, he gonna hit you and he gonna release the whole venom sac. Right?
So they'll fuck you up worse.
Yeah, you keep them outside because if they see something, hear something going on, you want them to release the whole sack.
I want you to release the whole sack.
I mean, there you go on some gay shit.
Release my sack.
Yo, see, Adam, you know psychologically homosexuality stars off in your brain.
Yeah.
I think one day you're going to be that curious where you just going to try the shit.
I feel like every podcast you've told me that I'm going to be gay in the future. If you keep saying it, it might really happen.
Hey, yo, look, I think you have a wife that would accept it, you being bi.
She's actually told me that she would be pretty not pleased if that were to happen.
If you went bi?
You know, there's always this
She
conversation.
go bye-bye if you went bi?
Bye. She was a big Backstreet Boys fan. No, but, you know, like, some women would be okay with their man doing bisexual activities. Some women wouldn't. I don't think my girl.
Hey, you know
she's not
what? A
feeling
lot
that.
of women are like men. Like, men like to see two women. And some women, they get off seeing that shit.
Have you met a lot of women like that?
No, a lot of women I know, they say, nah, I'm not. I wouldn't want to see my man doing that. But
I've
some
heard
women,
a few girls say that, but a very small percentage. I think my girl would be pretty upset if I had doo-doo on my dick from some
Did
dude.
you
Assuming I would be the top.
Did you do the midget scene with your wife?
Not a midget. CJ Miles. Give her a Google. She's hot.
No, you're the midget.
But she is 5. She is 4'7".
4'7".
What are you looking for right now? Midget nudes?
No, I've been
You know they don't like that, right?
I've been noticing that there's
Are you like losing your sight? Because your
how
your
close I
text
can't
on your
see.
phone is so big and you're squinting at it. Like, what is this?
I've been noticing that. Did you watch that movie? I forget the name of it. It was like the trafficking of kids. I believe Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson?
I think he might have directed it.
There was like sound
It
of
just
something.
can't-
There was one that came out
something like that.
recently, sound of something, but it was like,
Something like that.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
That shit is, you know, they said that I don't even want to call it the industry, but that bullshit is makes more money than the whole airline industry combined. Right? And they're like literally like they kidnap the kids and then they put them in these containers and they ship them off. So we got a large problem today. And me being a father, you being a father, we kind of ignore this shit. we don't talk about it. We don't bring awareness. Like, I think a lot of us as parents, we need to tighten up on what's going on. Even on Clubhouse, there's been a fluctuation. You know, I got a team on there, and we kind of run searches and backgrounds on people to make sure we don't have those type of people on our stage.
So everybody who comes into the Clubhouse room gets checked to see if they're a child trafficker.
If you're on the hunting side, we checking to see if you kids or you're, a rapist or what you are, because believe it or not, that app is for 12 and up.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't allow minors on my floor, but I'm not going to allow predators, because a predator may meet a female who has kids, then it leads to that. You know what I mean? Last week, we find them at least one every 3-4 months. We just found one, this dude named Pac-Man, D'Angelo Connor or something like that.
Oh, boy.
And he was sex trafficking or 13, 14-year-old girls. Went to the feds behind it.
Gets out and tries to be a Clubhouse superstar.
Gets out, tries to be a Clubhouse superstar, comes on rapping.
Booms the room.
No, he tried to. Come on rapping, start beefing with my nephew, Cray. Hey, Cray, we're not doing that no more. I've been trolling you. But he starts going back and forth, and Cray's the one exposed it. Like, yo, this guy is this. And we didn't know it. But he was on my floor, like, mingling with people. And then when we got his paperwork, he, in fact, was like, trafficking and taking 13, 14-year-old girls to have sexual acts and doing all this crazy shit.
But wait, he wasn't just fucking them, he was like trafficking them and selling them or some shit?
What is it, Back Planet?
Oh, Backpage?
Backpage.
He's like prostituting
He was
them.
doing that, taking them and dropping them off and picking them up. And what's crazy is we find out that right now today, because when you parole from that, you have to go register. Nicki Minaj's husband went through this.
Yeah.
And I guess dude didn't register, so now he's
That's
on
why
the run.
he's all fucked up.
He's
now,
on the run right now.
Oh, he's still on the run?
For not registering.
Really?
Right, but yeah, dude out of Brooklyn, Flatbush, Brooklyn. He did this shit up in Buffalo, New York. But one thing about it, the 100 Trenches, we gonna bring awareness to that. We talk our shit, but we're gonna protect our kids, protect our women at all times. But overall in life, we need to be aware of these type of people. Out here, we have Megan's Law. Right? Is it Megan's Law?
Right.
Bro, I urge you, go to Megan's Law, put your zip code in, and look at your area, right? If there's schools or parks in your area, daycares, anybody that's registered is not supposed to be within a mile of that. Like, I pulled it up one time. It was one on my block. I went and knocked on his door.
And he opened the door?
Yeah, I let him know. I said, look, bro, me and you both been to the same place. I know what you on parole for, right? I live down there. Let's keep it moving. I want him to know that I know.
Keep it moving, like you need to get the fuck out of my neighborhood?
I mean, I would have, appreciated that, but I don't want to catch you in front of my house.
Well, that's for sure.
If you walking your dog, go to the other side of the street.
Even him just knowing that is probably gonna abate at least some of the problems you might have.
We got a lot of single parents, man. We got a lot of single mothers. We got a lot of our kids that they be out on their bikes and stuff, bro. It's like we gotta that's a mental illness, I believe.
Yeah,
people
for
that
sure.
do that.
Okay, if you have kids, but I think about that sometimes. Like when my kid is 10, am I gonna let her ride her bike around the neighborhood?
No, I mean she needs to be supervised. Yeah. Today, Adam.
In this day and age.
Today, she needs to be supervised.
When I was a kid, as soon as I was 5 or 6, I'm riding my bike all around the neighborhood, hanging out, doing whatever.
We were badass little 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
We had switchblades and motherfucking slingshots.
Yeah.
We were bad, right? And we kind of knew how to fend for ourselves a little more. Our kids these days, bro, they can't. They're defenseless. Right. Somebody pull up with a snatch move, there's nothing they can do. This is real shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot to fucking just think about what you're going to allow your kid to do once they get older.
Can't do it, brother. You gotta, I'd rather you overdo than other do.
Can I get your reaction to this?
What's that?
My friend, streamer Destiny, says the N-word while on live stream. You ready to hear this?
The guy that was here?
It turns out he's a racist. Just kidding, but
Destiny, you said nigga 1 month ago. I would never even utter that disgusting fucking word. I would never, ever, in any circumstance, would I ever fucking say that. So that is not... Destiny, you said nigga 1 month ago. I would never...
So rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. How offensive is that?
He's saying somebody else said it.
Yeah, he was talking about... He was reading a comment that said it. He could have easily said the N-word. I don't know. I mean...
He was reading the comment.
He's kind of...
Now,
he's reading the comment? Yeah.
Now, here it is. I know some of my people ain't gonna like me saying this. There's a difference between nigga and the hard ER. We have commercialized nigga. I'll be in stores, it'll be two Mexicans talking, and they'll be like, my nigga, like, right? They kind of like, that's what they say, right? Everybody uses the word. I don't know if it's rap music, I don't know what it is.
It's really just white people that aren't supposed to use it at this point, right?
I don't know because...
Too many people, I would say.
Shit, Eminem used it.
Yeah, but when a long time ago, and he never wanted it to get out, and then once it came out, he took like a 3-year break from rapping.
Well, no, I think, they put a gag order on him. Quarter Ray's dad, Benzino. He had a whole album. And I read the paperwork, put a gag order on Benzino. He had a whole album where it was like real offensive shit. Porch monkey, nigger, all kind of crazy stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think he was, I don't know, like I met the dude, I think he was reading something. I think he wouldn't have said the hard ER.
The main thing I remember with that Eminem mixtape from back in the day is that one of the choruses on one of the songs was like, black girls are stupid. Black girls are dumb.
There you go.
I was like, bro,
something crazy.
What are you going through that this is what you wanted to make music about?
I don't know. I think he'd be all right with that.
What, the way Destiny said it?
Yeah, I think he's.
I don't think Destiny's going to face any real repercussions from this, mostly because he's not really like a hip hop participant, and it's not like he was really saying it. He was just
he wasn't talking at us.
Yeah,
he was reading a comment talking about something. I mean, you know, it's a very sensitive word. You know, we're kind of hypocritical with it because we call each other this all day long. Then the minute somebody else says it,
do you look at Destiny as almost kind of brave for saying it in that situation?
No, I just look at it. I don't think his mind was working in insulting and being disrespectful. I think he was reading the comment.
I mean, he was trolling. You listen to what he said after he said it. He goes, "I would never use that disgusting word. I would never say that." Like he's trolling. You know, he knew that he was.
He's saying I would never say it, but he's saying it.
Yeah, because he knows that it's going to get a rise out of people.
Let me ask you something.
If I were to use it in a similar way, if I were to read a comment right now,
how about if
probably
we troll,
a different reaction.
How about if we hit him in his motherfucking mouth? Can we say we was trolling?
I don't think punching someone is really a troll.
It's trolling. Oh, but I was just trolling.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I mean, maybe he might want to chill out then.
Yeah, but I don't think his social circle is likely to really give a fuck about this one.
Is his visual on there?
Yeah, that was a clip from the stream.
One thing about our people, we're everywhere.
We did post it on the No Jumper account.
We're everywhere.
Like 70,000 likes. Whoa.
One thing about our people, we're everywhere.
Uh-huh. Kanye's rapping about switches and putting belts to ass. Okay.
Switches? What do you mean switches? Like
the
hydraulics?
switch that you put on the gun.
Oh. Those are illegal.
Yes, they are.
People are strongly advised that you do not modify your firearm.
You'll do 10 years in federal prison
leave
or
your
whatever.
firearm as is.
Right.
I advise you. I don't think Kanye is promoting switches.
Let's hit this topic. Diddy.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
You guys kind of predicted this because you talked about it at length on that Akademiks podcast with Troy Ave and Fat Boy.
It was coming.
And then, did you know that this was coming?
I knew it was coming. I know how it go. And I knew he was going to step away from his company to save his company.
Revolt, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you got to remember, you understand how this works. The liquor already is kind of like what it is. The minute those ads start being pulled, what happens with Revolt? Right? And him being sitting in that seat will force, all it takes is that major ad to pull out and they go public and say, you know, we have, you know, pulled out our ad campaign with Revolt, and then somebody like No Jumper reports that company has pulled out, it's over with. So he did the best thing he should have. He should have did that initially. A lot of things he should have did. He should have just took care of Cassie and when she asked for it, and he should have been, at the time that Cassie shit happened, he should have stepped down then.
He tried to save himself by settling the suit right away, right?
Yeah, but she, you know, he should have just, she extorted him.
You're comfortable calling it extortion based on what?
I'm gonna tell you why. Adam, if me and you went on a robbery, it was me, you, and the driver, right?
Right.
And in the commission, no, we can't say that because what I'm about to say, I ain't my homie.
He looks like he could drive right now.
No. In the commission of the robbery, we leave, and we start to get like cold feet about the driver. So me and you make a decision that we got to get rid of the driver, right?
Okay.
Years go by. Yeah, Adam, I need $1 million before I start talking about that robbery. You know what happened that night, and I stop. Now, the world hears robbery, but you know what happened that night, you know it's a shallow grave somewhere, right, with the driver in it.
Okay.
I need $1 million, right? Now, let's fast forward to what Cassie did. Yes, he would have me go get the male prostitutes, and he would strip naked and masturbate while filming us. She stopped. You know what Puffy knows? And after I got done with the male prostitute, then he would join in and I would grab the camera and film them, right? She put enough out there to let him know I'm not playing, I'm about to tell it all.
So you think that he was getting it in with these dudes too?
I think Puffy did nothing wrong when it comes to their sexual acts. She was with it. He paid to keep the embarrassment from coming out.
Do you think he's that embarrassed about fucking with dudes?
Puffy has a fucking ego. He has children.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's just about him. And I think, remember, a person's gonna fire the smaller gun first. Can you only imagine the other things that she would have began to talk about?
Because when that case came out, that's what I was telling Lena. I'm like, just imagine what they're going to put out.
24 hours.
I'm like, what are they going to put out about him next week? What are they going to put out the week after that? Because you know that they're not giving you everything all at once, even though it's a suit. You know they got all kinds of shit ready to go. This is not like a one and done.
Puffy, whatever he was doing with her sexually, that was consensual. But the things that were probably going on were probably bringing embarrassment to him and his family.
So, I mean, like, you don't believe that she was really, like, getting mentally tortured by him for all those years? Because that's kind of what she was saying.
You know, I believe that it's been 5 years. Let's get it. You know, I'm tired of no disrespect. You got caught fucking the trainer that Puffy was paying for. So let's not paint her as a fucking angel.
That's how they fell out?
This is a fact.
Maybe that was her just trying to find a way out.
She have 2 kids. She's sitting back and she's watching Young Miami getting assistance from Puff with her career, which is something she was looking to happen.
While he impregnates other women.
Right. Puff always had an understanding with his female that it just ain't me and you. Even with Young Miami, I don't think it's just those 2 things. She plays her position.
Yeah, he's been pretty clear about that.
Yeah, whatever that may be, right? Young Miami, she's pretty strong-willed. She's going to accept what she's going to accept, and that's what it is, right? But I think you know exactly what was going on when it comes to the sexual activities 14, 15 years. That's like your wife 15 years from now saying, I didn't want to. I did it because you made me feel like I had to.
Right.
And you like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a little different with you because your shit's televised.
And she got me into porn, for the record. She already had porn star dreams when I met her.
Listen, but if she was to come out and do that, right, they would scrutinize you, right? The only difference between you and Puff,
and all she got to do is say it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it makes no sense and that every single person who was around would say, nah, that's not how it happened. Yeah.
30% of the world is going to believe it regardless of what you say.
Probably more than that.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think with you, all the other shit ain't going on. You know, Puff them, you know, it's a lot of rumors out there that, you know, it's a lot of other shit going on. Who knows where the story would have led to?
So when you were saying party on that Akademiks interview, were you talking about
that type
gay
of
shit, or were you more talking about just weird, freaky shit?
All of it in general, because when he says party, the way he's saying it, like he said it to Fabulous, it leads us as heterosexual men to say, Fabulous just said, nah, we partied together. We was at Live. Shout out to Headliner Mike. And he's like, nah, Playboy, me and you, a party. So that's why I'm like, Puff, please go online and define what a party is. Because now it's sounding like you want to get up close and personal or a little too personal with that individual. And now we're hearing Cassie, right? him ass so naked, masturbating behind the camera, watching another dude fuck his woman. I don't even think you're doing that.
Masturbating behind the camera?
No, you're not
really.
filming. You wasn't there.
No.
You're not, see what I'm saying?
But I banged her with another dude the other day.
No. Who did?
Me and Lena and another man.
I thought you was waiting to do that for the show.
Well, it's going to come out next Thursday.
So this
It's
is
the winner of the show.
You already did it, so you already know the winner is.
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah,
But,
that's
I
crazy.
mean, okay.
That's crazy.
Obviously, it's different because he was allegedly doing this non-consensually or whatever. But
Lena, get out now.
Diddy is apparently a black man who likes watching this girl get fucked by other dudes.
Why he
A lot of people told me that this didn't exist, that only a white man would ever be into this sort of thing. Now, I would like to remove myself from the non-consensual aspect of what he was doing, but
No,
it
we ain't gonna
appears
do that.
this rich, powerful black man
We're
had
not
a
gonna
thing
say
for
it was
getting his
not
bitch fucked by other men while
Bro,
he jerked off.
You think for 14 years it was fucking non-consensual?
I have some doubts about that, but also I could see her being in a fucking fucked up non-consensual relationship for a long-ass period of time. It's not unheard of.
Now, I will say, on the flip side, I'm not going to call her a liar when she says the physical stuff was going on.
Right.
I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not even entering that realm. I just think on the sexual side of it, she was good with it. I think that she was having fun with it. I mean, in the night, she was coming, having orgasms, getting a variety of different fucking men.
How do we know she was having orgasms?
I mean, you know, shit, I would assume.
You can't assume that. I mean, R. Kelly had a whole harem for all those years, right?
What?
Harem, like a group of women he was fucking.
Well, you got a group of women you fucking, including midgets.
Not really. They just come around once in a while to film some shit.
No, every time I leave, it's 2, 3 I'm pulling up.
A harem would be like if I had just like 10 girls that like I had a separate house and they all lived there and I could just go fuck them whenever I wanted, but they were like under lock and
But
key.
you know what's crazy? When a black man does this, you got something to say. But what about Hugh Hefner? Uh-oh.
What was he doing?
Y'all gave him praise. Playboy Mansion.
I like how I gave him praise.
Y'all gave him praise.
I mean, he created a cool magazine. I don't really know
it was
much
cool.
about his sex life. He was fucking a lot of girls. That's cool, I guess. This is another important one that we hit. The video of T.I. and his son, King, beefing.
He should have been did it.
One of the craziest things
Charleston White
ever.
told him that he should have been did it. He should have been did it.
That T.I. should have choked his ass
He
out.
should have. First of all, we watched King grow up having a good life. All this, you know, these rappers create these slogans, stand on business and this, and everybody starts saying this shit. He's telling his father he stands on business when it's the business of his father that assured the fact that he could just stand, period. We watched you grow up on TV. We watched Snake, my man Snake, right? Supervise you when your father wasn't around, right? So T.I. should have been checked at. But the son said something that got my attention. We know the truth. And if you guys didn't want me or something, then why did you just get rid of me? So I'm starting to think that he kind of felt like he was alienated, or maybe T.I. was just kind of like always on him to get him right, and he received that wrong. I don't think, I've had my issues with T.I. when it comes to legal shit. But as far as him being a father and a dad, I give him a salute for that.
Well,
I don't
remember
take that from him.
When I interviewed,
I think he's been a great father.
I interviewed T.I. and his son Damani, the other son, together, and Damani spoke quite a bit about how he had basically 2 parallel lives, because when he was with T.I., he had all the nicest shit and beautiful house, mansion, whatever, and then the other side of his family, like on his mom's side, was basically like a much more average upbringing. Probably not some.
But he
super
lived with his
ghetto-ass
mother
shit,
and his
but
father.
he had shared custody essentially. So he spent some of his time with T.I. and some with his mom.
T.I. don't.
I don't know if that's exactly the same for King.
I don't come off to see T.I. the type of guy that's not gonna keep Tiny right. I think wherever the hell the kids was at with Tiny was gonna be just as sufficient as they were with T.I.
Right.
I'm not gonna put that on T.I. I don't see him as that type of guy.
But the reason why people are so obsessed with the King storyline is because you have what is essentially a rich kid who clearly has some kind of lust for wanting to have a more dramatic street type upbringing that it would appear that he didn't really have, but he grows up listening to rap music, and look at your dad fucking invented trap music, so it's got to be fucking tough. I have some empathy for him. It's got to be tough growing up under that.
Something?
Well, he wants to, every young dude wants to be tough. They
But
want
I
to be
don't think-
self-sufficient.
He didn't see T.I. His raising, T.I. didn't, that wasn't who T.I. was. How old is he? 20?
He's pretty young.
Yeah, he's pretty young. Like by that time, T.I. was doing other things. Television, clothesline. He's seen the real business side of his father.
But a lot of people are going to always remember T.I. for the gangster-ass period of his career, and especially when you're his kid and you're kind of constantly being compared to it. Even T.I., when he stops being like gangster with his lyrics and all that type of shit, he's still clearly got a shitload of respect. And being a fucking celebrity's kid, it's tough because nobody's going to fucking give you your respect, even if you do some cool shit.
I don't
right?
see T.I. ever as being gangster with his lyrics. I see him as just being real with his lyrics.
My time.
He was just saying real shit. He was saying his reality. I don't see T.I. trying to play over gangster with his lyrics.
Maybe not over gangster.
He was just being real. He had real lyrics.
I remember 2003, 2004, when I first found out about T.I., definitely our opinion of him was, oh shit, this guy seems gangster as
So what did you
fuck.
see Gucci as?
Even more gangster, yeah.
Yeah, see, you see the difference?
Yeah.
What did you see Game as?
Also quite gangster.
Yeah, you see what I mean? I think T.I.'s lyrics were more real. It was maybe speaking about the streets, but I don't think his persona per se as who he was trying to be gangster. I just
You remember when he got caught buying like 40 guns?
That's where my
That made me think, okay, he's
That's
gangster.
where my discrepancy comes in, because when I read that paperwork and you get caught with that type of stuff and you get 12 months in a day, I'm scratching my head. Then the commercials and shit he had to do, the We Tip commercials and all this type of stuff, it was low. I don't know. Then he took the stand, when the security guard got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about all that, but
You know about that? Yes, the second guy did it.
I'm not going to tell
First
T.I.
guy,
whether he's
Cowboy did
gangster
the
or
same
not
shit.
based on that shit, yeah.
I don't think he wants to be gangster. I just T.I. wants to be living his truth, and he thinks his truth is real. Mm-hmm. And I don't knock him for that. He's supposed to.
I got another bombshell for you. How do you feel about Young Thug saying that Birdman was a fake blood?
I didn't hear that. You know what? I
It was
think
an interrogation video.
I think
that came
I'm gonna
out.
be real. I've listened to that. It's only one thing in that I think was two things. First of all, youngsters never think you can outwit law enforcement. You plead the fifth, you take the easy way out, don't say nothing. Anything you say can and will be used against you. They tell you that. Your Fifth Amendment right is the right to remain silent, right? I think personally, Thug was attempting to derail
Right.
a lot of things that they were saying. Roscoe and Wayne was super tight. Was like, if they're super tight, why would you think he would shoot up the bus? Roscoe and Stunner really wasn't cool like that. So if they wasn't cool like that, why would you think Stunner would have him do such a thing?
And Thug in the same interrogation was denying that he was a blood. He said that was just joking ass internet shit or whatever.
One thing he did that he shouldn't have done was say that Roscoe took Wayne his drugs. If you look up Roscoe's RICO charges in this case, one of them is the distribution of drugs, right? Then he tried to disassociate himself from Roscoe by saying, Roscoe's not my manager. He doesn't do any business for me, right? So I think Thug was attempting to derail a lot of the narratives that law enforcement was putting together with the circle. But I think in doing so, he tripped up, and he should have just did what we trained to do and not said nothing at all.
It's got to be tough for him to even get legal advice about what he should say, right? Because isn't everything that he's saying going to be recorded?
You don't say nothing, period. You eliminate the possibility of anything happening, and you don't say a word. You plead the fifth. You let your attorney. He had no reason to talk. He's not on trial for the bus. Why talk about the bus?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you got to remember, Stunner helped birth him. So there's nothing he could say about the individual that was already here when he was birthed. There's nothing you can say about that. Well, what are you going to say?
Right.
But I don't think, that his intentions was that. I would hope they wasn't.
Right.
But nevertheless, if I was Stunner, me and Stunner talked about it.
But Thug and Birdman haven't really done business together in a long time, too. Right?
No, Birdman has a extreme respect and extreme love for Thug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he would expect it to hear that out of Thug, whatever the intent may be. You know, but at the end of the day, Stunner had been around, 3.5 decades. You know what I mean? Don't nothing surprise him. And he stays on his toes and he keep people close enough to be able to deal with him, but he stays far enough away to be able to, get away from it.
You think Birdman will ever comment on Thug saying that?
Never.
Never.
Real gangster. He ain't gonna do no talking about nothing. He'll have conversation with those around him that he feel like he can, but you'll never get a comment out of it.
You want to know something? Oh, fuck, he's not here. But okay, anyway. I bought these shoes the other day, right? I think they were like $600 or some shit, $700, whatever. Some Travis Scott Nikes. Dub told me to buy them. And I come into work today with them on. A bunch of people complimenting me on them and shit. And then my boy who works here, he's got the same ones. Oh, fuck, I just aired him out. Can we believe his name? He's got the same ones on, but they're fake. We got them side by side. I cannot tell the difference at
So what did he pay for them?
$100.
What's fake about them?
They were not made by Nike. They were made by some guy who's trying to make money by faking Nike shoes. Probably not some guy. Probably like a pretty sophisticated
and he
operation.
selling them for 100 or 200.
I mean, he got them for 100. I don't know how much you could potentially get them for.
I seen them. I couldn't tell.
That's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah, that's like what's my man? Ocho Cinco. He like, yo, I don't buy no real diamond earrings. You crazy? If they in my ear, they cost $50,000. I lose these shits in the bed. I'm gonna go pay $18 for these shits. When I put them in my ear, they're real. Who's gonna walk up on me and test them? And when I seen this night, that's why when you showed them to me, I seen him. I'm like, damn, the motherfuckers is hard. Right. I didn't think they were fake.
I don't like. We had them side by side. I don't see any differences. Now, I think the idea of wearing fake shoes sounds kind of whack, and the idea of wearing the real deal sounds kind of cool. But if there's no difference, I mean, I might just have to buy fake shoes for the rest of my life and just not tell anybody, right?
That's real.
If I could save like $600 on the fucking shoes.
At the end of the day, we only gonna rock it for so long before they out of here anyway.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wear shoes longer than the average person, but a lot of guys I know that wear shoes like once or twice, it's over.
They ain't gonna know. Especially the guys that go to the club. They spend $3,000 on an outfit and go to the club where the lights is off.
Yeah.
Nobody can see you. And then they take a picture because they took a picture on Instagram. They feel like they can't wear the fit again. My shit go to the cleaners. I'm putting it on again and again.
Yeah.
And again. I don't know what they talking about.
But if you're on camera, it kind of gives you a little bit more of a motivation to not re-rock the outfits, right?
About none of that. If I'd have had Vlad today, I'd have been on Vlad with this at 2 o'clock, and I'd have been over here at 6 o'clock with the same shit on.
But you never repeat outfits on here. I don't think.
What? I'm not here. I'm once a week.
You ain't got yourself some Palm Angels pants, huh?
I mean, I don't know.
You're feeling yourself, huh?
I don't know, shit. I don't know where shit comes from. I got shit in the closet just been sitting there. I find it, put it together. That's
you got a personal shopper? That would be nice. Maybe
I used to. I got somebody if you want. She's real good.
Yeah? She's going to dress me like you?
No, she's going to dress how you want to dress, how she feel you should dress. I put her with NLE Chopper like 2-3 years ago. Her name is Michael West.
Okay.
She used to do Diddy and all his kids.
Oh, so this is like a real thing. A lot of people have personal shoppers.
And she's cool. Like, she's cool. Like, she know how to cater to her clients. I put you with her. Really? Try her out.
Interesting.
Yep.
I'm going to give that a shot.
She has a story, too. Her mother is like 50 years to life in federal prison. Like, some dude told on her, like she was like a drug kingpin out of Detroit and with hits called, but she didn't do it. But the actual hitman put it on her. They let him go. She was almost close to being pardoned at one time. I don't know what happened, but she got a crazy story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You see this thing right here? I'm rocking this all fucking winter.
What is that?
It's like a thermal thing because since I've been getting skinnier, I'm like last winter, I was freezing all fucking winter. Now I got these thermal shirts. I'm going to just wear this under my hoodie or under my t-shirt every single day. And that way I'll be able to stay warm because I was
wear that on my
dying.
bikes.
I was dying last winter.
I wear that type of shit. It's called something, was it body armor or something? Yeah. I wear it like when I'm on my Harley. I have that underneath.
On the bike, it makes sense.
I don't feel nothing. Hell yeah. Right. Late at night, it's cool. We coming in 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. October, November, December. I wear that. You don't feel anything.
It's like going scuba diving. You need something to keep yourself warm.
I wear all that under my bike. So y'all know what you say. Even when we go on tour in Europe this time of year, I wear that.
Interesting.
You're free. That's a different type of code.
I'm not fucking with it.
Yo, man, when you come into the hunting side, man, the people want to ask some questions for you.
You want me to go on Clubhouse?
You got to give us at least 30 minutes, man. Yeah. Show some love.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of anti-Clubhouse.
Not the hunt, can't be anti-hunting side.
I might just boom the room.
No, we ain't going to give you no bean.
I don't even remember what that means. What does boom in the room
We
mean?
ain't give you no bean. I ain't tripping that.
No. Okay.
Beast ain't going
give you a
to
bean.
pack your ass out.
I'm going to give you a bean.
You know what I'm saying?
You can surf it. Anyway, appreciate you. Wack?
Yeah, the bow down session of the Adam and Wack show. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take that.
One up for the brothers. Shout out to Community.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Community.
How do you act like you don't know this?
Because I keep hearing things. I hear Fig,
Back on Fig.
Back on Fig.
Community.
Community.
Yeah.
right?
You shove them together, you get Figmunity.
Figmunity, Community, shout out to nephew and them over there. Listen, he apologized. It's your apology to other. You know, let's kind of like keep moving. Let's keep this shit healthy. And let's leave old Desto alone. Desto, you know, I had a DM troll with you.
Yeah, what was that like? You guys are yelling at each other in the DMs?
Oh, it's fucking crazy. You don't want me to read them?
No, don't read it, but you could tell me about it or show me afterwards.
Desto, you know why I'm a little irritated with you. We had a conversation later. Till next time, shout out to the Adam and Wack show. I'm going to give his name priority today because he did the bowing down in the submitting.
Smack the like button. West Side. We out.